The Trouble in Paradise brewing for the Olympics? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pucked Up Podcast. I am Chris, joined with me, as always, in just the boys episode this week. It is the lovely Gosmal. Bro, this feels incredibly Weekend Whistle coded. I almost started with the Weekend Whistle intro, just being like, "I'm Chris, that's Maul." Just moving on.
Dude, I almost was like, you know what? This is the first official Weekend Whistle takeover of Pucked Up.
It is, and so I don't think you and I have ever had a just the boys episode.
Yeah, when we first started.
Did we
when
have
you
one?
first had me on. Yep.
All right, so this is the second ever just the boys episode.
I think we had a few.
Did we? Well, I'll have to go back.
That's end of season 2.
It's at the end of season 2. Damn, I'll have to look back into that. Obviously, the girls are not with us tonight. Danger had work obligations, and Dee just traveled and has to travel again. So she was like, "Hold on, I need a breather."
She's she's sleepy.
And you literally just got back a couple days ago from a work trip, so it's like
I did. Anyone want to take a guess where?
Hell?
I mean, Sin City, yes.
Sin City, yeah. Yeah, you were in Vegas for the F1 race, working the F1 race, and
Yep, I was, and I got to stop at the T-Mobile One Arena and pick up a really cool arena exclusive Golden Knights hat. I also picked up 2 of the Hockey Fight Cancer pucks,
which are so sick,
which are unbelievably cool. And I was surprised that TSA allowed me to board with them. You can't bring a knife, but you can bring a puck.
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. It's a circular, like it's a fucking sphere of rubber. Not even a sphere, like a wheel.
True, but it's got some weight behind it.
Okay, but I could beat the shit out of someone with my phone. You know,
yeah. Anyway,
well, I guess we'll start off with it feels like kind of a slow week. There's not a lot happening.
No, I feel like we're kind of in a lull for NHL with really kind of what's been going on.
I know. I mean, we're through the first quarter of the season.
Yeah. We are.
And I think
standings don't look good for some of us and look great for others.
It looks great for some of us, which is the complete fucking opposite.
Especially because you didn't even believe in them.
God, how long are you gonna fucking use that?
Until they win the Stanley Cup this year, and I'm gonna be like, you know what? Who's the true Ducks fan?
And I'm gonna look at you and say, still not you.
D and I believed.
Which again, I think if the playoffs were to start today, oh no, yeah, you guys would be the only one to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not though, because we're down our captain and our head goalie. Our number one goalie. So
it's possible. Like, you guys aren't that far out. It's possible to turn it around, but you might want to fucking start soon. Speaking of things starting, the PWHL season started over the weekend.
Yeah. It did.
You want to talk about it?
Do I? Yes, I absolutely do. I do. Because you know what? New York and Toronto for the season 3 of the Professional Women's Hockey League is officially underway with the opening weekend. Action saw all 8 teams hit the ice for the first time in 2025-2026, including the debut of the league's 2 new expansion teams, the Seattle Torrent and the Vancouver Golden Eyes. A record crowd in Vancouver for the historic home opener on Friday night. A sold-out crowd of, get this, 14,958 attendees packed Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum as the Golden Eyes faced off against the Seattle Torrent to launch the league's expansion era and new West Coast rivalry.
15K is a good fucking. That's a nice turnout for
a home opener.
For inaugural game.
The
Yeah,
home opener attendant is the 8th largest in PWHL history, including special events, which are the Takeover Tour games,
that's
and the
crazy.
largest for any PWHL game at a team's primary home venue. The 4 opening weekend games that featured a total attendance of 36,633 for a per game average of 9,158 attendees per game.
Hey, I'm here for that. Honestly, 9,000 for 3 seasons in is nothing to be sad about.
Nope, not at
That's
all.
that's an average that you're averaging almost 10,000. 10,000. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That
right.
is fucking awesome considering the WNBA doesn't even get those numbers.
Weird, right? Um, Vancouver also became the first team in the PWHL history to win its inaugural game on home ice, skating to a 4-3 overtime victory against Seattle.
It was a good game.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
congratulations to Vancouver, because that is cool. You're starting to clean up some of those titles and take some accolades, which is nice. New York wins its 3rd straight opener. New York has opened each of its first 3 PWHL seasons with a victory, and all 3 have been recorded on the road, including Saturday's 4-0 win against Ottawa, which is wild. And then I want to give a special shout out to Taylor Girard, who has been named the PWHL Player of the Week presented by Shark Ninja after scoring a hat trick in the Sirens 4-0 win against Ottawa. That's wild, dude. Weird. They're starting their season off with fire.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Um,
I'm watching New York and Montreal right now actually as we speak, and Montreal just scored
yeah.
on a
So
really
as much
nice
as we want
goal.
to celebrate the highs of the PWHL, we also would like to report that um, Micah Zandi Hart was fined $250 after a cross-check against, let me see where it is.
She got Gabby Hughes, I think, cross-checked her in the
Yes,
neck.
yep. Cross-checked her in the neck and head, violated Rule 60.1 cross-check, and the player must be in control of their stick at all time and bear responsibility and not use it dangerously. This is the first major penalty against Zandi Hart in her PWHL career, and the first time that she's been assessed a fine. Fines collected by the league support the girls' hockey program and equipment access initiative.
I like that. I like that they use that money for some similar to the how the NHL does it. They use it for great causes, especially to get equipment in young girls' hands. That's
Absolutely.
even more. You're a hockey parent. You
Yeah, and
you understand how expensive it is.
we want to point out that, again, a $250 hockey fine, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when your salary is like $30,000 to $45,000 a year, that's a big chunk of your paycheck.
Yeah, they're not making NHL level money, but goddamn, yeah, that's
So
I think
keep that in
once
mind.
what good.
I was just say keep that in mind, that yeah, that number doesn't sound wild and crazy for a professional hockey player, but when you take into consideration what the PWHL players are still actually making, which we're starting to see an uptick in it, which is fantastic. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
So don't be bad. Don't
it'll
do
be
stuff
bad.
that's bad on the ice. Like,
Well,
stop it.
I pulled a D.
Yeah, I know you did. That's why I was kind of confused
We
at the
forgot the
start.
trivia questions.
I was confused, but I was like, all right, you know
We
what? Chris got it. I'm gonna roll with it.
In D's defense, we've done 3 seasons of not having anything before the PWHL. The PWHL always started, and now we have
So
something. So, for your trivia
what's your
question,
defense?
hmm?
Well, no, don't skip this. What's your defense? You skipped it.
I'm an idiot.
I was gonna say you wrote the show sheet too.
I did. Yeah, in my defense, it's the same situation. I've been doing this show for 4 years now, and we've 3 seasons of the 4 seasons. We've fucking done it this one way. All right. So the trivia question for all of you: what year did the NHL introduce the salary cap?
Interesting. Hmm. Okay. All right.
All
I like
right.
that.
We'll get back to you guys at the end of the episode. Stick around if you want to hear the answer.
I do.
Speaking of fines and suspensions, they're the pretty notable player in the NHL side is going to be taking a 1-day vacation.
Yeah, so Dallas star forward Mikko Rantanen receives an automatic 1-game suspension after getting ejected from his second game in a 3-game span. Rantanen received a game misconduct in the second period in Saturday's 3-2 shootout loss to the Flames after boarding Matt Coronado from behind. Coronado was able to finish the game, but Calgary's coach Ryan Huska called it a terrible hit. Dude, I watched that hit. He hit him reckless. Like, there's no way to describe that.
Yeah, it was not great.
And
it
like,
was real not fucking great.
Dude, and seeing Matt on the ground, like, you can tell he was in friggin' pain, dude.
Thankfully, he's not actually injured. But it's like you gotta be fucking careful. Like you gotta be careful. Because that was not a great hit. That was real fucking bad.
So it looks like Rantanen is currently tied with Jason Robertson for the team lead in points with 28 points over 22 games. With his 2 ejections, he is now leading the team with a whopping 57 penalty minutes.
Because those fucking misconducts are 10 minutes apiece.
And the crazy thing is, 2 out of 3 games he's been ejected. Which
is what triggered a rule in the Department of Player Safety's briefing that mentions that any player who does that has an automatic I don't believe you're allowed to appeal it either, but it's an automatic 1-game suspension. Obviously, that second hit coming on Islanders player Alex Romanov, who did get hurt and who is possibly missing substantial amount of time. Do you think that the NHL should tack on any sort of punishment to this, or do you think that this is good?
I think if they can investigate it and deduct without a reason of a doubt that ill intent was used in the hit and that it wasn't an accident, it wasn't a slip up, it wasn't, oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. Yes, they should absolutely make the rule stricter, because you're going out there to potentially end someone's life or career.
Any wrong movement, like even if it's not an intentional hit, it's still any wrong movement can fuck somebody up pretty bad.
Yeah, and that's something that shouldn't be taken lightly. And a 1-game suspension automatically is like, okay, cool, whatever. You know what I mean? But if it's like, hey, you're paying a fine and it's like a 5-game suspension where you don't get paid those games, you would see people doing a lot more
thinking. They would be more
yeah, they'd be a lot more careful before they just go out and check someone against the board.
Obliterate someone. Well, and I mean, think of it this way: Alexander Romanov, my man just had shoulder surgery and he's out 5 to 6 months.
Right.
Likely the rest of the fucking season.
That is wild too.
Like, obviously the benefit of the doubt, I think, does go to Mikko, because Mikko Rantanen is not a dirty player. He had a very
no history.
Bad week.
Yeah, and he's had no history of supplemental discipline over his 11-year career.
Yeah.
Which he's played for Colorado, Carolina, and now Dallas. The only thing noted on his history in the NHL Department of Player Safety before this suspension was an embellishment fine. That's it.
Oh, yes, that's right. That was earlier this year.
Yeah, so other than that, like, he's had a pretty squeaky clean record.
He just fucked up a couple days, and it just like... It's unfortunate to see Romanov go down, and it's unfortunate to see Mikko in this situation. Honestly, I didn't even realize this was a rule. I didn't know that they had this clause. But I agree with it. I think if this is the case, if we have something like this, it is a deterrent from being like, hey, go out and fuck people up that bad. Like we're all here for the aggression, but like at some point you got to be like,
So
yeah, we should probably not do it that way.
right. So according to the NHL Department of Player Safety, um, it relies on Rule 23.6 of the NHL rulebook, which mandates an automatic one-game suspension for any player who receives a total of 2-game misconduct penalties in the physical infractions category within the 41 consecutive regular season games.
Interesting.
So what this means is for at least half the season, anytime he now for the rest of the season or for the rest of this part of the season gets a physical infraction category penalty, he's automatically going to get a game suspension, no matter how much the time is.
That's crazy. Yeah, so it's like
Mhm.
you got to be. Although I don't remember this being triggered a bunch because I remember players getting multiple game misconducts within like a couple months span, and I don't remember it being a
Dude,
thing.
we had Matt Rempe last year, who
Did
was
was
just out there just savage.
Yeah, did he get hit with this rule? I
I
don't
don't
remember
remember
it.
hearing about it. No, I don't know if this doesn't seem like with it being rule 23.6, like it doesn't seem like this is a newer rule. We'll do some investigating. We'll get back to you guys on that.
Yeah,
We'll let you
that's a
guys know what we
weekend
can find out
whistle
about this
thing we'll
rule.
follow up on
Yeah.
or social media. Um it's I don't know, man.
If you guys know what it is, let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, absolutely. Positive news.
I love positivity.
Sources confirmed by the NHL to ESPN earlier this week or last week rather that net guards will be mandatory for hockey at the 2026 Olympics. This decision comes in the wake of Adam Johnson's death in October 2023 after he took a skate blade to the neck from Matt Petgrave during a game in Sheffield, England. The IIHF has previously announced in December 2023 that neck guards would be required at all levels of sport, but never set a date to when that initial, at the most senior level, amid issues with supplying the garments. Obviously, there are ways to do that now. You have people like TJ
Dude.
Oshie who have companies who produce skate resistant stuff.
But the fact that they just say that it's an issue to produce the garment, like, dude, come on. Hold on a second. Brett, can you get me Williams' neck guard? I'll show you how small this piece of fucking cloth is. Because my son, I mean, obviously it's a little smaller because my son has a youth one. But come on. I mean,
well, and I think it's a good thing for people to see what it actually looks like.
Yeah, hold on. Because neck guards are required all the way up until college hockey. You have to have
Yes.
it college hockey and under.
Under, yeah.
Period. No questions asked. It's a requirement. So, which is good because we will see players who get up to the NHL who are so used to the equipment, it's not going to make a difference to them, you know?
Yeah. Well, the good news is the IIHF is not the only one to implement this sort of rule. Obviously, for those that are aware, incoming NHL players will be required to wear them starting in the 2026-2027 season. That is awesome. Obviously, players who dressed in at least one game this or before next season will continue having the option. If you want my opinion, I disagree with the idea of grandfathering in and allowing people to have that. Like, you have to save these players from themselves, essentially.
You want to see what the neck guard looks like?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Nothing more than that. It's literally just a piece of cut-resistant fabric that goes around your neck. And honestly, it's not that uncomfortable.
No, they're really not. They don't need to be super tight. They just need to protect your neck.
That's it. I mean, again, this is a youth one, but not much to it.
Let's think about how much did that cost you?
More than it should have for something that's, you know, of that caliber of safety to protect your freaking throat.
Yes.
But there also is a lot of Under Armour shirts that are being manufactured that have that skate resistant material
Yeah.
built into them. So it's like, don't tell us that it's a supply and demand issue, because hundreds of people out there have started companies to protect players with this stuff. So it's not a supply thing.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but even TJ Oshie owns a company that manufactures skate-resistant products. Like, it's possible to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think this is great for the industry. I think this is a great move for the IIHF to be like, hey, we want to standardize this in all international play. Because again, I don't think players should have the option. You need to save players from themselves because
Yep.
they will continue to make the bad decision. Um, so I think this is a good move. I'm excited to see how many players make the transition next year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, I feel like a lot of the younger players, because they're used to it, may be more inclined to go back to it.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's definitely going to help. I mean, now that it's being a requirement, though, there's definitely going to be R&D put into the product to find out how to make it lighter weight, how to make it more comfortable, how to make it, you know, there's going to be so much more that they're going to put into it.
Oh yeah, there has to be.
Like the one that I just showed you guys isn't uncomfortable to wear, but it's not convenient to wear, I guess I should say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you had it built into a shirt that you put on anyway,
Right.
it wouldn't make a difference.
You'd
Yeah.
be inclined to
Yeah.
just have that. Yeah.
Or make it part of the shoulder pads some way.
Or the undershirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all you really need is it to just protect the important bits.
Yep. That's it.
So you don't like die.
Right?
Which is never good. That's the exact opposite of what they're trying to do. I believe you also have another big Olympic update.
Yeah, so this is kind of crazy. So the NHL and the NHLPA are looking for progress when it comes to the unfinished construction of the hockey rink for the 2026 Olympics. For those of you who don't know, the Olympics are being held in Italy. And an NHL senior director of the facility operations hockey rink, Derek King, and executive vice president for the NHL, Dean Mazewski, paid the venue a visit earlier this month in Italy. The league and the Players Association have given the International Olympic Committee a month to show progress with the rink, but they still haven't seen anything. I think we're all just trying to figure it out. When does panic set in? Friedman said during the Saturday Headlights segment on Hockey Night in Canada. We're all looking forward to the Hockey Olympics because this is going to be the first time in a while that professional players have been allowed back in to represent their countries, which is huge, especially after the huge success of the Four Nations face-off last year. It's going to be a fantastic tournament, but I understand that the NHL and the Player Association right now are just biting their tongues. They don't want to pour gasoline on this, basically, from what I understand. They're just giving everyone here a month, just pre-Christmas, to short this out and really see if it's going anywhere. So the first Olympic game in the hockey arena is the women's preliminary round, which starts on February 5th, just one day before the opening ceremony of the Olympics. A test event was scheduled to be held at the rink in December, but it had to be moved due to the construction delays. It was I was one of the number of people who reported this week that there's no plan B after this if they can't get this built. There's no other options. I thought it was the league or the player who said that the Olympic Committee, but there's no plan B. So now we're just 82 days away from hosting the world's top players, and the IOC will need to take some significant step forward in the next 30 days to keep the NHL and its players satisfied. Dude, wild. Like, this has been planned for years.
You've literally had 4 years.
And like, if you can't get it done, why not have a backup plan?
Or hire somebody else.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, and that's the thing though, I mean, you know as much as I do that one of the biggest things when it comes to stuff like this is people take three bidders and they always take the lowest bidder. And what happens when you take the person who does the job the cheapest, you're getting the shittiest quality work.
Usually.
That's the
Yeah,
reality of it, right?
usually.
Um, But the thing is like if you look at the Olympics that are taking place in San Francisco in a couple years, or LA or wherever the hell they
LA.
are, the ones that are taking place in the United States,
Yeah.
they have events happening in like Ohio and Nebraska. Like they spread some of the events out across the country because they realize that like, hey, we don't have the time or the money or the space or resources to host all the events in one spot.
And
We will have some of the other spots be territorial so we can still have the Olympics here, but also spread the wealth. Why can't they do that in Italy?
well, here's the thing though, is the United States is built in our sports or athletic infrastructure. The entire city of LA could absolutely host the Olympics with zero problem. They wouldn't even have to build new fucking venues
Right.
at all. You wouldn't even need
Right.
to build the Olympic, dude. You just use fucking SoFi Stadium. Use the
Exactly.
LA Coliseum, the original LA Coliseum, the last time they held the fucking Olympics. Like,
But they still are allowing some of the sports, and I think it's like swimming, to go to other places to kind of spread the wealth a little
yeah.
bit. And it's like population and crowd control and
It's
stuff
like
like that too.
basketball and stuff, and like all that's gonna be in like arenas in LA. There are several arenas that they can do that shit in.
So
Staples
with that
Center,
point,
there's a
though,
bunch of them.
you cannot tell me that there is not a hockey arena suitable within a reasonable distance of Italy to host this event that they could use as a plan B.
That's
It's
just
the
apparently how the
friggin' Olympics.
yeah. No, I get
People
it.
should be frothing at the mouth to host this or help. You
But
know?
again, it's hard when you're in a country that if I don't remember Italy being much of a hockey nation. So
No.
it's like obviously you're not going to
Yeah.
have multi-purpose arenas. But basketball, yeah, this wouldn't happen in basketball because
Right.
they play basketball and pretty good.
It's not hard. It's not hard to set up a court, you know.
Yeah. To where this takes an entire fucking like you need a whole ass refrigeration system. There is
Yeah.
so much that goes into building what would be a fucking hockey arena. So
And that's the wild part, right?
oh yeah, that's. But again, it's to your point. The biggest thing, you've had 4 years to do this. Like, why are we down to we're 3 months out, and you're telling me that there's a chance that we won't get hockey in the Olympics?
Right. And okay, so I guess that will lead into my offside opinion of the week, right?
Mhm.
So with all the setbacks that we're seeing right now, do you think that this will hurt the likelihood of the NHL from returning to the Olympics in 2030? Now, I do want to let you know that as of right now, the 2030 Olympics will be held in the French Alps, and it's going to be spread across 4 clusters of regions within the French Alps.
Okay.
So, with that being said, do you think that is going to be a setback and the NHL is going to be like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the thought has to be there, right? I mean, this is the first time in 10 years maybe that if not more that we're going to see NHL players and like PWHL players and like pro athletes represent their countries that have come from the United States, which in let's be honest, the NHL is the premier for hockey in the world. So those players being able to represent their country is huge. Now the 4 nations was awesome. I mean, obviously there's still the World Cup of Hockey, the Hockey World Championship. There's a bunch of international competitions, but nothing's like the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing we do when it comes to sports.
It's the only event that the whole world goes together to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe other than the World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup is also huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're Gary Bettman and your front office, think about the implications of what this could do if there is no completion on this rink. Think about what this does to not only the Olympics, but the NHL as a whole. You are putting the season on pause for this event. The ramifications of that can all just backfire to the NHL.
Now, So I did some research into this question because I want to come prepared for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So France does have a ice hockey arena that can host the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's specifically going to be in the Alliance Rivera Stadium. And the stadium is going to be converted to have 2 ice rinks with seats for over 30,000 spectators.
Damn.
It will also be where they host figure skating and short track speed skating.
Ah.
So they do have a plan in place. And the plan is to have the permanent ice rink stay there after the game. So there will be a legacy with it. So, but this goes into show that like it's 2025 and France already knows what they're doing, where they're doing it, and making preparations for it. Which means
What is
Italy
the
had
holdup in
plenty
Milan?
of time.
What is the holdup in Milan? Is the question.
Yeah, right. And you can't tell me that they don't have money because Milan is one of the richest regions in
Italy.
You know,
it's
second to what? Lake Como?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't understand what is taking so long. Obviously, I'm not an architect. I'm not a builder. I don't fucking know. Like, my father's a carpenter though. He's been a carpenter my entire life.
Get him on the show right now.
Yeah,
Get him on the show.
Hey, Dad, what the fuck do you think's taking this so long? He's probably knowing him would probably be like, yeah, I could have built that shit like a week ago. Would have been done. But I just don't understand. It's mind blowing that there's this much of a fucking holdup. That we're 3 months away from the Olympics, and oh, guess what? The arena might not be ready. Also, think about the other sports that are going to be hosted in this that are gonna fucking suffer: figure skating, speed skating, curling, like all of these fucking events.
So let's see some of the key setbacks that they have on the Olympic arena in Milan right now are construction delays, but this is only going to be a 16,000 seat arena.
Yeah.
Right. Untested ice and facility, ice quality concerns, logistical issues, the white elephant potential. There's criticism regarding the expected high cost of the building a new permanent rink or temporarily converting existing structures like football stadiums for the 2023 games, raising concerns about a long-term use and the burden on the public's finances. So that goes to talk about a little bit more about like what it takes to host these games. Like, the country puts a lot of this on like the public and the taxes.
Think about Brazil
to pay for the stuff
and how messy Brazil was,
and how many of these structures
tearing people's houses down.
Yeah, they're literally just built to stand there and rot. Which that could be a whole nother conversation about how the Olympics needs to do better by stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, even the stuff in Russia during the Sochi games, that's all still there. You know, do you know what that was for a little while? Before world events happened, they turned the Olympic Village into a fucking Formula One track.
Did they really?
And Formula One raced around Olympic Village in Sochi.
That's cool.
For multiple years. It was actually a really fun track to race around too.
Oh, I bet it was. So,
yeah.
I think that they're going to pull it out of their ass. I think they're going to be working up until literally the very last minute. And I think that it is going to be a shit show that puts a lot of pressure on the Olympics going forward because no one's going to want to go play on shitty ice. And it's, you know.
And it's not even a question of temperature because I don't know if you guys know this, but the NHL has hosted games in Southern California and in Florida. Outside. So
all I'm saying is if we can do it on a baseball field and a football field, you don't need to go crazy with the whole stadium.
In a warm weather climate.
You don't need to go crazy with the whole stadium.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. So I think that they're just overreaching and getting greedy with what they had the potential for, and now they're starting to see it bite them in the ass.
And we'll see. So. I think. But again, I think going back to like the main part of the question is like I don't see how the NHL doesn't consider their option.
Right.
Are you done?
So
fucking again, ESPN.
Tell us what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you think that this is a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? What would you do for a plan B if plan A doesn't go through?
Seeing as there are really only some notable players we're going to cover for injuries in our shorts content. If you guys want to hear about that, check us out on the shorts and on TikTok. We do have some naughty boys and we do have hurt boys. We have naughty boys. We're going to start with the suspensions. Mikko Rantanen from the Dallas Stars has received a 1-game suspension for his 2-game misconducts within 3 games, which triggered his automatic suspension. He will forfeit $62,500 in salary. We switch over to fines. Detroit Red Wings player Ben Sherratt has been fined $5,000 for butt-ending Simon Nemec on November 25th, 2025. So that was a penalty that was assigned today as a time of recording. That happened yesterday. And that's really it. Obviously there are injuries, but we will have the important ones that you need to know about in the YouTube Shorts and TikToks content.
Go check them out.
Yes.
What are you doing still watching us here? Just kidding. Finish out the episode, please.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah, finish what you started. You're almost to the end.
You're doing
Just
great.
one more bite.
You're
Just
almost
one more
there.
bite. You almost got it.
Got this.
I'm proud of you.
I think it is time to talk about our favorite part of the show, the obscure NHL player of the week. Today, we have a player by the name of Andrew Brickley. Andrew Brickley, I'm sorry. You probably know him if you are a Boston Bruins fan. He is currently the color commentator for the Boston Bruins on their New England Sports Network. He was born in Melrose, Massachusetts. Is a left-handed left winger. He was drafted 210th overall in the 1980 NHL draft by the Philadelphia Flyers, making him the last overall pick in the 1980 draft. But unlike a lot of these players we've talked about, he in fact did have a decently little chunked NHL career. 385 career games in the show, spread across the Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, New Jersey Devils, Boston Bruins, and Winnipeg Jets. In his 385 career games, he had 82 goals, 140 assists.
Damn, dude.
81 penalty minutes. He had a goal and 4 assists in 17 playoff appearances with 4 penalty minutes. He had a career that lasted from 1982 to 2000, retiring after playing 3 games in the AHL for the Providence Bruins. It said years later, Brickley said of his career, "My story is a good one. I was always a B team player growing up, a walk-on through college, and finally I got an opportunity because I stayed with it. I was the NHL's version of Mr. Irrelevant, and I happily played for 13 years. Obviously, he has since gone on to do great things in broadcasting, starting last season. He took over in color commentary for the Bruins with NESN. And his nephew, Daniel Brickley, also plays ice hockey, and he plays out in the Finnish league. So, shout out to Andrew Brickley, who is our obscure NHL player of the week. Now, our final segment to round this out.
When did they start the salary cap?
Yes.
I don't know.
You have a guess?
Do I have a guess? I know I'm going to guess wrong, but you know what? I'm going to throw it out there. I think that it was more recent than most people think. And I'm going to give a decade period because the NHL has been around for 100 years. So I'm not going to give a specific year, but I'm going to say it definitely happened within the 80s.
The NHL salary cap was introduced in 2005.
Wow. So remember when I said it was definitely a lot sooner than we thought?
Yeah,
That's what
it
I
was
meant.
only
Was in
20 years ago.
2005. Yeah. Yeah, I meant in 2005. So
Yeah, you weren't even close, bud.
I was right there.
You were 20 years off.
It's a whole generation.
It literally a whole generation. Yeah, I mean, these are hard to do when it's just, the two of us, but it is fun to learn. I have more for the girls next week, which will be awesome. But yeah, kind of a short episode today. There wasn't much going on. It's been a quiet week in the league.
And before Chris does the wrap up, I want to say from all of us at Pucked Up, if you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely enjoy your turkey day. I know I will absolutely. We have our turkey defrosting right now, and we're hyped.
Can't wait to demolish a ham.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking murder that turkey that's in the fridge, or it's not in the fridge, but it's in the sink right now. When we cook that bitch, bro, I'm looking forward to days after just eating turkey.
You know what? While we're on the topic, I want to ask you, what is your favorite side dish of Thanksgiving?
Ooh, that's tough. Well, so it's different, right? Because I'm Italian. So for us, it really depends on the year that what we're feeling. Sometimes we do turkey, sometimes we do turkey and Italian food. It really depends.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. My sister makes some bomb ass mashed potatoes.
All right. Staple.
Ooh,
so I'm lucky, okay? Because being Canadian, we have Thanksgiving at the end of October.
Yes.
And I get it at the end of Thanksgiving, and the end of November. So I get 2 Thanksgivings a year, so I feel pretty friggin' spoiled. So that's always funny because it's the greatest debate in my family of when to put up Christmas, because everyone's like, oh, after Thanksgiving, and it's like the Canadian side is like, oh, you can do it at Halloween, and the American side is like, no, you have to wait until the end of the November.
Yeah.
My favorite side dish, which is a staple in my family, is mashed carrots.
Okay.
You cook them the exact same way you make mashed potatoes, with butter and garlic and salt and pepper. And dude, they are absolutely delicious.
Well, I'm going to take your word on that because I'm fucking allergic to carrots. So I'm going to take your word on it.
Really?
Yes, really.
Jesus, what can you eat?
A lot. I'm just allergic to like 3 things.
Damn. I didn't realize you're allergic to carrots. But yeah, mashed carrots. Absolutely love them.
Interesting.
Like I said, every time I tell people, they're like, that's like baby food. I'm like, but mashed potatoes aren't?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's fair.
Mash a potato, but oh my god, you mash a carrot and then all of a sudden there's an issue with it?
Yeah, no, that's...
But no, literally, you
Super
cook it the exact same way. You boil it, you mash them, you throw some butter in there, some salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic. Absolutely delicious.
Get those little mini onions.
You could do that too.
Those are
and
good.
It just
little
Love
mini
it.
onions. We'll make up some green beans, some asparagus.
Ooh.
I do enjoy a good asparagus.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one to you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean they're great. I mean, people be like, "Oh, but your pee stank," and be like, "Yeah, but if you hydrate it, your pee don't stank for long."
Jesus.
Uh,
Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to all of our American
yes.
listeners.
And make sure you enjoy. And on that, we want to say thank you all for being here. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let you know anytime we upload anything new. Keep an eye out for all of our stuff on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Threads, wherever you know where to find us. And also check us out on Spotify too, because we be literally everywhere you can get your podcasts. So enjoy that. Yeah, I like to end this episode each time I host with peace, love, Puss Suitor. And I cannot wait to see all of you again in the Face Off Circle next week.